Parents skipped all my milestones for my sister, so I had my wedding without them. Now they're mad the family's calling out their favoritism. That phone call still burns in my head. I had just told them Sandra and I were engaged. No excitement, no joy, just my mom asking, to who? Like she didn't know the woman I'd been with for years. When I explained we'd wanted to enjoy the news privately, she twisted it into proof I was a bad son who never thought of her feelings. Then came the condition. They'd only come to my wedding if I changed the date, venue, and guest list to suit Emily. I hung up. That was the last straw. This wasn't new. Growing up, Emily was the sun and I was her shadow. Every recital, every award ceremony, every birthday, my parents missed them all because Emily was having a bad day or couldn't be left alone. I learned early that no matter what I achieved, it would never outweigh her tears. They called me the strong one, as if that excused abandoning me. I kept waiting for them to notice. College acceptance, scholarships, my first job, nothing broke through. At my graduation, I scanned the crowd for their faces, but the seats stayed empty. When I called about my first job offer, my dad congratulated me in half a sentence before asking if Emily had calmed down after a fight with her friends. That was my reality. Every milestone of mine drowned out by her latest crisis. By the time I met Sandra, I had stopped asking for their approval. He made me feel seen in a way they never did. When we started planning the wedding, I told her my biggest fear wasn't the vows or logistics, it was my parents. She said, then don't give them the power to ruin it. So I didn't. Our wedding was beautiful and free of their drama, but whispers circled. Why aren't his parents here? Did he even invite them? I could see the judgment in some relatives' eyes. Finally, I told one cousin the truth. Within hours, the whispers flipped. Pity turned to outrage. Not at me, but at my parents. Their golden facade cracked wide open, and that's when they lost it. My phone filled with angry voicemails. They weren't upset about missing my wedding. They were furious because family gossip had turned against them. They demanded I fix the story, insisted I had torn the family apart. They accused me of being selfish for not postponing my wedding until Emily was stable. My mother actually said, you knew she wasn't in a good headspace. You should have waited. The audacity made me laugh out loud. Still, a part of me wanted closure. So when my cousin Alex told me Emily had betrayed her too, stealing her clothes, money, even sabotaging her relationship, I carried that truth with me into a final meeting with my parents. It was a disaster from the start. Emily sat there, crocodile tears already flowing, while my parents scolded me for excluding her. Do you know how humiliating this has been for her? My mom snapped, pointing at Emily like she was the victim. I tried to explain how their favoritism had gutted me for years. They doubled down. I was too sensitive. Emily had struggles I couldn't understand. That's when I dropped it. I told them exactly what Emily had done to Alex. The lies, the manipulation, the deliberate cruelty. For a moment, silence. Shock flickered on their faces. My mom's mouth opened and shut like she didn't know what to say. Then, like clockwork, they turned it back on me. You're conspiring against her. You've always been jealous. You'll never understand how much she's been through. And that's when it hit me. Nothing I said would ever matter. I wasn't their daughter. I was a prop, the strong one who didn't need love. Emily would always be their center, no matter how rotten she became. I stood, pushed my chair back so hard it scraped against the floor, and looked them dead in the eye. If I didn't need you at my wedding, I sure as hell don't need you now. Then I walked out. Later, my mom called, of course, stayed in denial, still protecting Emily at all costs. But by then, I didn't care, because the truth is, I finally stopped begging to be seen.